Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 111 concept art Bumblebee movie Sunstreaker. Now, I was lucky enough to find this guy on Yahoo Auction here in Japan and picked him up loose. He comes with his weapons. I don't have the box, but judging from that concept art on the front of the box, I really don't care because it looks pretty bad. But this figure is not. This is a very, very cool figure, and I'm very excited to bring you guys this review. And yeah, so let's pause and get into this guy's details. Okay, as always, before we get into Sunstreaker's details here, let's get into the accessories. He does come with two exact blasters here, and they're done in sort of a, sort of a light gray plastic, and they do have some nice molded detail there. That's how they look from the underneath on the underside there, and they are exactly the same, and they do just plug in together, so he can wield them in either hand like that, or he can plug them in and use them for sort of dual blasters. And there is weapon storage on the back here. There are two holes right there that you can put them in like so. And you sort of have a very cool silhouette, sort of very Sunstreaker-ish silhouette there. So there is weapon storage there, or you can take those off and just separate them and have him wielding both in either hand. So I'll just do that just so you guys, as he falls down, see how he looks with his guns. And these are really cool blasters. I really like these blasters. I do wish there was a little bit of, you can kind of touch them up with some paint. The only thing is they're not blast effect compatible, so you don't really have that going for it. But yeah, overall, it's a very cool looking blaster, and they are identical as you can see there. So very cool. He can hold his guns, which is very nice. They can also combine to form one big weapon. Let's just see here. If you do combine them, is he able to hold them? I think he is. I guess just choose one of the posts there. And then, yeah, you can have a sort of dual blaster there. So that's another look you can give him. But yeah, for the most part, those are his accessories. Okay, up close and personal with Mr. Brightside here. First of all, I just love the deco on this guy. This guy looks amazing. The yellow on him is very bright. And I just love the little orange trim and everything. And just, wow, I was so drawn to this figure, and I just had to pick him up. So anyways, yeah, first and foremost, of course, we got to look at the noggin. So very, very Sunstreaker. This is, it's basically like what we'd expect from, you have the G1 Sunstreaker, and then like if he was in a live action movie, this is pretty much it. You have the iconic side pieces there with the yellow paint. The face is some very nice sculpting on the face there, done in silver. You do get some blue eyes. And then the actual head sculpt itself is very well done, just taking you around the back here as well. And actually you got some nice molded detail on the back of the head as well, which is kind of rare here. But overall, a very nice head sculpt indeed. Very Sunstreaker. Again, like those iconic ears or whatever you want to call them. But yeah, going down the figure, again, I just love the yellow they use. The yellow plastic is very nice and bright. The orange paint on the shoulders here is just nice. It just breaks up the figure very nicely. You get that very cool clear plastic on the chest. Very small Autobot logo there. You get some really nice molded details, some sort of pipes and pistons and things. Done in a nice silver paint on the abdomen there. And not a whole lot going down on his arms. You do have some sort of gunmetal gray there on the forearms there, but not much else. It's a lot of yellow, but thank God you have that little bit of orange and gray and the sort of blue to break it up. And I think it's done very, very well. Again, you get that orange paint on the upper thighs. Going down the legs, again, you get some more orange paint and some molded detail, even on the knees and on these inserts on the shins here. Very, very nice. I really love that. Some nice attention to detail there. And yeah, he does have the sort of the Studio Series Bumblebee boots here. I think they, they're definitely different, but yeah, definitely very similar to Bumblebee's shoes or feet shoes. And then, there has some nice silver paint to pick it out. Again, break up all that yellow, and there is some nice molded detail just all over this figure. Again, very solid. He feels good in the hand. The plastic feels great. Nothing is very loose on him. That's how he looks from the back. Even the back, you get some really nice molded detail back here. And again, they didn't really have to do that, but they did. And again, on his butt there, he has some nice detail, and that's how he looks from the back. And there's the bottom of his feet, and he has holes on the bottom there. But yeah, doing a comparison between him and the Earthrise Sunstreaker here. Let's bring in the old Earthrise Sunstreaker and see how he compares. There is Earthrise Sunstreaker. And two totally different toys, same character, but just looking at these guys, taking a moment to just look, I never liked the difference of the plastic and the paint on the Earthrise Sunstreaker, and it's so apparent here. This new Studio Series concept art Sunstreaker it just has, you know, overall, it looks way better. The plastic is more cohesive, it's more yellow, and it shows. I kind of can't wait to get that updated 5-pack with the Sunstreaker in it, because I think the yellow is more, you know, it's all just one. I think they did a better job with the plastic and the paint. But as you can see here, yeah, it's just awful. It just does not match at all. I mean, a great figure, don't get me wrong. And then, you know, of course, you have Sunstreaker head comparison there. And yeah, I think they did a really bang up job on this figure. So just a quick comparison of Sunstreaker there. And then also you have his, you know, accessory in the back here as he falls down again. So you can like plug that in. And again, what I was talking about when I put the weapons on, if you want to take his, let me see here. Let me put these together here. These guys are wobbly today here. Okay, stand up. So yeah, what I was talking about is taking his weapons, putting those together, and then putting them on the back. And I'll just kind of show you what I was talking about here. Plugging those in. So that's what I was kind of talking about. Like when you have his guns on the back, it does sort of emulate that sort of, you know, like the intakes or whatever you want to call it, the sort of rocket pack on the back. So that's a cool comparison right there. But yeah, overall, Sunstreaker, concept art Sunstreaker is, I don't know, I think it might be my new favorite figure. He's just so very cool. And yeah, let's pause and get into his articulation. So far, this figure is great. I've said a lot of good things about it. I love a lot of things about it. The articulation section is where it gets a little bit iffy. There are some sort of clearance issues, things like that sort of limit the articulation. So anyways, let's get right into it. First, the first culprit, or the main culprit of this figure, is the shoulder pads, which you guys can probably guess. It hinders a lot of the articulation. Now, they are on double hinges because of transformation, and part of me wants to just go like this and sort of get them out of the way. And that's, you know, he doesn't actually look that bad, because if you look at Earthrise Sunstreaker, you know, he does have those sort of high shoulders there. So it actually doesn't look that bad if you just kind of kept them like that. But if you do have them down, and again, like I said, they are on a double hinge because of transformation. So you can't just put them down flat like this. But if you want any sort of articulation in the, you know, the upper shoulder like that, he bonks himself in the head. I mean, you can't, it stops right there. So if you kind of raise them up a little bit, again, it's, you know, it does help a little bit. You can get a little bit more articulation, but again, you know, it just hinders the articulation way too much on his arm. So he can sort of protect himself like that. I guess you can have a Sunstreaker umbrella or whatever. But yeah, these shoulder pads are just kind of the bane of this figure, which is really unfortunate. I don't know what else they could have done with these. They maybe could have put them back, but I mean, as far as like the silhouette, I think it looks good. I really do like the silhouette of it, but as far as articulation, yeah, it definitely gets in the way. So anyways, putting these up just for now, just for sort of ease of showing you guys how this is articulated. So the shoulders, you know, they can go all the way around, and there is a hinge joint right there too. But again, you know, unless you have those up, it just covers his head. So you can get some movement there, but as soon as you put these things down, boom, just hits him right in the side of the head. So yeah, again, these shoulder pads, not great for articulation and posing. There is a 90-degree at the elbow, and there is an elbow swivel, but there's nothing at the bicep. Also, the hands are totally molded in. And another sort of one of my problems with this figure is that all the space under here is hollow. I think at least they could have made some articulation on the wrist, or put these side panels sort of folded up inside there. They had all that sort of space there, and I feel like it's kind of wasted. I don't know, for some reason I just don't like this sort of kibble on the side of the arm. So anyways, getting more into the articulation than complaining right now. But yeah, so as far as like the articulation, not that great, kind of limited. And then, you know, there's nothing at the wrists or anything like that, which is very unfortunate. So getting his arms out of the way. Now he does have a unhindered waist swivel. He can go all the way around, and it's very tight. So at least we have that. Oh, I didn't even look at the head. Sorry about that. Starting at the head, this part does come back because of transformation, but he can look down that much and look back. Nothing really side to side, and he can do the full 360. So I can't believe I missed the head there. I should have started at the head, but I was too busy complaining about these damn shoulder pads. So anyways, kind of limited rotation and movement on the head. You saw the arms. Now we saw the waist. He can kick out that far, which is almost a full splits. He does have some nice movement in the legs, which is nice. Again, doesn't really get hindered. He can kick back that much. He can do not really that much. He can go out about 90 on the leg, not too high there. He does have these are on mushroom joints here, so he does have his swivel at the hip, but just be careful. When I was transforming him, these did pop off, but right now they are actually really tight. So he does have movement there, which is nice. He does have about a 90-degree at the knee, and then there is some ankle rocker movement here, as well as what you just saw because of transformation. His leg can go up like that, but that is solely because of transformation. And he does have some ankle rocker joints pretty far, pretty deep. So I think you can get this guy in some decent poses. It's just really too bad that these shoulder pieces are just sort of in the way. If you just kind of have like a static pose like this, I think I said that silhouette is really cool. But yeah, kind of limited in the articulation section. Anyways, let's get into transforming this guy. All right, let's get Sunstreaker transformed. Here we go. First thing you want to do is go down to his feet, and you want to just fold up his feet like so. Next thing you want to do is just rotate the feet inward so they're facing each other, like that. And then you're going to take this part that was on the back of the legs there, and I think this is so cool. So on the side of his feet, like his feet were like this. So on this part right here, this part comes down, and just it's so smooth how this just goes right in. So that was actually part of his foot, but it makes up the front of the car. I think that step is just so slick. So again, with this part here, you just want to line those up, and that sort of forms the corners of the front of the vehicle. Very, very cool. I mean, this whole transformation is actually very sleek. And then also this part is very cool too. When I first saw the sort of rigid parts of the boots, I thought, wow, I wonder if it was having to do with the transformation, and they actually do. Besides the clips here at the bottom, the feet will actually clip together. And I think that's so ingenious of them, a very cool engineering nod right there, actually implementing robot parts into like the tabbing system. So very, very cool. So that alone right there gives us the front of the vehicle. Next thing we want to do is go up to the arms here. We'll just get these out of the way. You just want to take, there's a curved section right here that'll sort of tab in right here. So you want to take this part and just put that down. And then we're going to take this part and fold this out like so. And then we're going to open this up and then just leave it like that. So you should have something that looks like that. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, you're going to take this, put that down so that curved part matches. There is a tab and a slot right there. It's not a very strong connection, but it does stay in place well enough. And you're going to fold this out, and then you're going to flip this up and allow that to fold like that. So we'll leave the arms out like that. Next thing you want to do is we're just going to straighten out the shoulders here a little bit. Just get those out of the way. And we're going to work on the chest piece here. The next thing is very cool. I also thought this was a very cool piece of engineering. You're going to untab this whole chest piece and take a look at this. This whole part of the car right here is sort of buried inside this hollow cavity right there. And I think for a figure of this size, I think that's some pretty cool engineering. It does come unclipped right there, and then you want to pull that all the way out. But I mean, this whole piece is in that hollow cavity right there. So I think a very cool engineering feat there. Underneath here, you want to just take these windows here. Make sure you pull these out. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to fold the whole front of the car down. So those side windows will just come out like that. Make sure they're all the way out. And so they look like that on either side. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to fold this whole piece down so it fits into the front of the car here. And there are two little tabs right there that are going to kind of sneak underneath the front of the hood there. And you want to kind of, I would grab the front of the car and sort of bend that down until it meets the right there. So that'll tab right into place and hold everything together. So there we go. Next thing you want to do is just fold in the head like that. And then you want to take this back piece, which untabs. There are two tab connections right there. And you want to fold this over. And again, there's a small tab right here that'll fit right in the back there. So you want to fold that over, getting his arms out of the way for some clearance. Again, those big things do get in the way of transformation as well, the shoulder pads. And then that will just clip in like that. And then last steps are his arms. This is going to be a little bit tricky. You got to make sure sort of everything works at once here. I'll show you what I mean. There's a little thing sticking out right there, and there's a clip and a tab right there. So first thing you want to do is make sure this tab is actually underneath the window. It actually goes under the window. Once you have it under the window, then this part should tab in. Like that. Again, this little tab that sticks out should go under the window. If you don't have it under the window, it's not going to work. So you want to put that under the window, and then this little tab system right here will slot into place. There we go. Just giving it a little squeeze there, making sure there's no gappage. Now, the last thing you want to do is just come up to the shoulders. I'll just swing it over on this side for a sec. And then the tab part you want to do first. You want to fold that down like that on the double hinge, and then this will slot in by itself once it goes down, making sure that is connected. And voila, there you have concept art Bumblebee movie Sunstreaker in his alt mode. We'll get him all armored up here and look at his vehicle mode. All right, here's concept art Bumblebee movie Sunstreaker in his vehicle mode. So let's take a quick look. Basically what I did was just, you can put the guns together. And I thought originally they would go in these pegs here, but there are actually slots on the side, and that will peg into these tabs. So these tabs actually just peg in like that. And there you get sort of armed up mode. But leaving that on there, very, very cool. I love how flat this thing is. I mean, look how flat that is. There's no under kibble whatsoever. I mean, when have we had like a vehicle mode like this that's just so flat? It's really cool. Very futuristic looking. I love how they did the wheels. It's just plastic wheels underneath, and then like when you spin, you can see them sort of spinning around. And like I just showed you, he does roll. He rolls really nicely. But yeah, I mean, when have we seen a Transformer like this before? It's so cool. I love that sort of recessed look with the wheels. You do see the Killer Blue the windshield there for the front, and then again some nice paint. Unfortunately, I have a little bit of scuffing here on the sort of metal gray, gunmetal gray. You do get some nice blue, and again that sort of orange that kind of breaks up the front of the vehicle. I think it would have been nice if there was a little bit bigger Autobot symbol on the vehicle, somewhere up here maybe, or maybe on the hood or something. I think that would have maybe enhanced the look just a little bit, but for the most part, yeah, awesome. And you do get a little, the guns do hide a little bit of the detail. Again, we saw that orange paint in the robot mode. It does come through in the vehicle mode as well. And also it does, if you have the weapons on, you don't see this sort of molded detail like that. So that is about it for the vehicle mode. Again, just so sleek. It would have been cool again if they had maybe a little more paint, like some tail lights or something on the back. Would have been nice. It is very, very yellow. I think the robot mode kind of breaks it up a little bit better. The vehicle mode it's a lot of yellow going on. But yeah, you do get some, little points of gray and orange and blue and things to break it up. But again, just the fact that it's so flat on the bottom, it's just, reminds me of some like really just fast, like race car, sports car or something. Anyways, enough babbling here. Putting this on because I want to do a comparison with Earthrise Sunstreaker. So just tabbing that weapon on, and then bringing a comparison of him and Earthrise Sunstreaker. There they are side by side. Just a quick comparison there. And yeah, so again, like, having that weapon on the top sort of does emulate that sort of spoiler look on Sunstreaker. And Earthrise Sunstreaker is a lot bigger, actually. A lot bigger than the concept art Sunstreaker. But I really do love this vehicle. It's so cool. And the robot mode's slamming too. Again, that there's that mismatch of yellow and plastic there with the paint on this guy. Just the vehicle mode is sweet, but just I'm hoping that new one does it a lot better. This is a way more cohesive and just better looking, in my opinion, as they roll down there. So anyways, just leaving you with that comparison, get into my final thoughts. Okay, some final thoughts for Studio Series Concept Art Sunstreaker here. This guy is amazing. I can't say anything really that bad about him. The only thing I don't like about it is just the lack of articulation in the wrists, a little bit of hollowness under the arms there, which I thought they could have filled in a little bit better or made use of a little bit better. And again, those shoulder pads, I think it just hinders a lot of the articulation in robot mode. Other than that, they did a bang up job. I mean, this looks like a G1 Sunstreaker just leaped out of G1 into a Studio Series just live action movie. And I think they nailed that concept to the T. So very, very cool. Again, the robot mode is cool. The transformation was so slick, very intuitive, and just very fun to transform back and forth. The joints are tight. Everything looks great. The color, the plastic, the paint. I mean, really nothing that bad to say about this figure. The vehicle mode is so super sleek and futuristic and Cybertronian, and just love how flat it looks and the recessed wheels and how they did it. And just, a really lot of thought went into this figure, and it really, really shows. So bang up job, bang up job. Again, if you guys get a chance to pick up this figure, it's a no-brainer for sure. Sunstreaker is by far one of my favorite characters, even from back in the day. He's the original G1. I had him, maybe one of my first Transformers I ever had. So definitely have a connection to the character. And this guy just knocks it out of the park. Anyways, guys, this has been Matt in Japan. Thanks for watching. This is the video review of Transformers Studio Series 111 concept art Bumblebee movie Sunstreaker. Thanks for watching. Again, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. And as always, guys, till all are one. See you next time.